Hello and welcome. This is a screencast for students of modules CA591 and CA598, Object-Oriented Programming in Java. In particular, the screencast provides an illustration of the key important steps you must perform at the beginning of the continued assessment laboratory examination that typically takes place in week 5. Full details concerning the laboratory examination will be provided during the lectures and on DCU Loop. The steps illustrated here will be specified on the laboratory examination paper. Thus, this video serves as a supplementary aid. For the duration of the laboratory examination, the computers will boot into a special exam mode version of Linux. This is a highly restricted version of Linux that will only give you the necessary functionality you need to successfully complete the laboratory examination. In this video, I will illustrate how to create folders and files from the command line terminal, and how to determine which folder you are currently in, and how to change folders. Please be aware that it is mandatory for you to have completed the 2 Linux tutorials by the end of week 4 that were made available on DCU Loop. So, to begin, I shall open up a command terminal. So I select Activities and I will search for the keyword term, and this should present me with several terminals I can run. I will go with the default GNOME terminal. By the way, I'm using OpenSUSE version 13.1. The operating system that you're using may be different. So the first thing I will show you is how to display your current working directory. The command to type within the terminal is called pwd, which stands for Print Working Directory. So as you can see here, this is my working directory. First step that you must do is ensure that you're in your home folder. To ensure that you're in your home folder, type cd space and the tilde symbol. This will issue a command to the GNOME terminal to change to your home folder. As it is, I was already in my home folder in my case. Okay, that is the first step. The second step you will do is create an exam folder. First of all, just to find out what files and folders are in your current home folder, you may issue the command ls space -al and press enter, and that will list all the folders in your home folder. To find out if there's an exam folder already, you may simply type ls space -al followed by exam, and it says no such file or directory. Okay, so step 2 is to create that folder, exam. So to create the folder, you issue the command mkdir exam, and no error messages are printed, which means the folder was present. Is now present, should I say. So I now hit the up arrow key twice to go back in my command history, and I will run the command ls -al exam, and now it gives me some output, which means the folder exists. Great. The third step is you are to change into this folder. So to change into a folder, you type cd for change directory space and the name of the folder name, and in our case it's exam. So cd space enter is the command you issue. cd space exam, I beg your pardon, and press enter. And as you can see, my command prompt has changed to indicate that I'm in the exam folder. Okay, from the point of view of the laboratory examination, you will create all your files inside this exam folder that is off your home folder. So you should see exactly what I see here from the point of view of you should see tilde / an exam. You will not have what I have here, Emocon Lab. You'll have a different username and PC identification, but you should see a tilde / an exam space and a dollar symbol. Okay, the first 3 steps have now been complete. Recall, the first step is to ensure you're in your home folder, and you do that by typing pwd. The second step is to make an exam folder, and you do that by typing mkdir space exam. And the third step is to change into the exam folder, which I've just done. So the fourth step is to create a readme.txt file, and you will do that by typing gedit space README.TXT, I have it all in uppercase. Really, it doesn't matter whether you have it in lowercase or uppercase, but for simplicity, I'll put it all in uppercase, followed by the ampersand symbol, which simply tells the command terminal to run this program in the background as a background process. So gedit has now opened up and there's a readme.txt. So you now must enter 3 lines into this file. The first line is student name, and you will type your name. In my case, I'll type my name, Martin O'Connor. You will type your name. On the second line, you will type student ID, and this is your student ID number. So I'm just going to put in a number 123, 123, 12, for example. But you put in your correct student ID number that is on your student card. And lastly, you will type module code. And the module code you enter is one of 2 codes. If you are registered for CA591, you will enter in CA591. If you are registered for CA598, you will enter in CA598. And most importantly, after having entered all of those details, you click Save. And note, you can see a star by the readme.txt, and that star indicates the file is unsaved. So ensure you have the file saved, and you will see the folder ~/exam. You should see exactly this as well. So you click Save and the star is gone, the asterisk is gone, which means you've successfully saved the file. And I will exit that. I'm now back into my command terminal, and I'm now in the folder exam. As you can see, pwd, I'm in the folder exam. I shall now type ls-al, and I should see a readme.txt. In fact, you see 2 files, the readme.txt . Don't worry, that's a backup file. As long as you see the readme.txt that you've saved, that's fine. So now, that's what I wanted to show you in this video. In the exam, you will actually write your answers to questions 1, 2, or 3. You will answer 2 questions out of 3. And you would simply, for example, type gedit and the name of your Java program. Imagine I'd ask you to write an hello world.java. I won't ask you to write hello world, but just as an example, you would type gedit hello world.java, and then simply you would type your program. I'm going to quickly type it here to demonstrate the compilation procedure and the running procedure, which you should be familiar with, but I'll just put it here just to show you definitively. I use 4 spaces, public static void main string args. Okay, indent with 4 spaces, indent again with 4 spaces, and now I shall simply type out system.out.println hello world. So you would type your program. Obviously the program you write will most likely be a lot longer than this, but I'm just going to demonstrate this for the moment. So you will, whenever you've written the solution to each exercise, and each exercise will have at least one .java file required, so you will save it. Then you will switch back to your terminal. Remember, it is important to put the ampersand after the command. If you do not put the ampersand after the command and you go back to the terminal without exiting gedit, you'll find that the command prompt does not respond. So very important to put the ampersand after the command. Okay, now I'll just type ls-al to verify that the hello world.java file is there. As you can see, it is. Then to compile your programs, you will simply type javac hello world. Now I've just pressed tab, which is an auto completion file name feature built into the GNOME command terminal, so it just saves you typing. You can just hit tab once you type the first unique characters of a file. So I just type HE and tab, and given that there's no other file in this folder beginning with HE, it automatically completed the file name. So I've now typed javac space hello world, press enter, and it should compile the program, and it's compiled successfully. There was no error messages. And lastly, I shall run it by typing java space hello, and again I press tab. There will be 2 files there now, hello world.java and hello world.class, hence it stops at the point where there's ambiguity. But recall, to run a program using Java, we don't specify a file extension. So Java space hello world in this case, and enter, and it's printed it out. So that's how you can write and run your programs from a command line terminal. The key point is you must verify you've created an exam folder inside your home folder and that you save a readme.txt in this folder with the 3 pieces of information: your student name, your student ID, and your module code. And lastly, you must save all of your Java sources inside this directory. Okay, thank you very much.